Hi everyone, I'm Johnna Devereaux, clinical pet nutritionist for Bow Wow Labs, and today I'm really excited to have a special guest. Ron Levi is the founder and content creator for Dog TV. I know there are days when I'm too busy, or if it's raining outside, I don't get to necessarily engage with my dogs in the way that they deserve or they need. And so Dog TV offers an alternative. It is the first cable network program that is dedicated 100% to dogs. And I'm really excited to have Ron join us today to discuss everything Dog TV, how they pick out their content, what it is, and he's going to be joining us here. So, let him in. Hi, Ron. How are you?
It's working? Oh my God, I'm excited.
Working, yeah. Technology.
Amazing. I'm only used to technology for dogs. The human thing, I just don't know how to operate it, you know? It's my bad.
It sounds more fun the way that you do it, so that's totally fine. So tell us a little bit about Dog TV. What exactly is it? I know it's a network for dedicated to dogs, but tell us more than that.
Yeah, it's a channel that you leave on for your dog when you leave the house, and the dog gets everything that he needs when home alone. If it's relaxation, stimulation, good content that kind of keeps him comfortable and happy and calm when home alone. It's a network that you can get on cable and satellite and online apps, Apple TV, Roku, and all that good stuff. And you know, COVID hit and then people less left home. So now a lot of people are enjoying the channel with their dogs. So we create not just content for dogs to watch, but also for people.
That's awesome. So what made you come up with this idea?
My cat.
Your cat made you think of a dog television. That's
absolutely perfect. Charlie was the inspiration for this whole thing, and I'm forever grateful for Charlie, my cat. I just used to leave him by himself for so many hours every day, and one day I just left home. This was the end of 2006, a long time ago, and he just gave me the saddest eyes in the world, and he kind of pleaded, just don't leave me here. And I thought, he's right, and I need to do something for. I just felt guilt. We sometimes call it the guilty channel, the Jewish channel, because we all feel guilt leaving our pets like that. So I just started playing with different kinds of content on TV, and he just reacted amazingly. I took pictures, and I thought, this is amazing. You can use something that everybody has at home, which is a standard TV set, to entertain your pet and relax your pet when you're not there. It turned to be a dog channel. There's a real need with dogs. Most cats are kind of cool being by themselves all day, more independent, if you will. Dogs are very dependent on us. So I think this came up to be a very good solution for dogs everywhere that now have something to focus on when you're not there.
So how is this different from just normal human television programming?
Yeah, so the first idea was just to create shows with animals in them, but we really learned that dogs don't react well to just any show, and you need to take into consideration stuff like the way they see the world, the colors that they see, and the vision and hearing and behavior. And if they watch already a show on TV like Animal Planet or other channels, they might have like a sound that might be scary, or a commercial break that the sound is higher, or just people talking. It wasn't designed for dogs. Dogs need something very specific, with a lot of music and sound design and positive affirmations that we put there in the background, and just the right visuals and the right colors. So we basically spent almost 4 years studying all this, studying dogs and studying 68 different studies from universities around the world, and working very close to our experts to make sure that we're creating something that is 100% tailor-made for dogs. It's not like just any content that we create. We really create something that is only for dogs, and it's safe for dogs. And if there's something there that is not very comfortable feeling for dogs, we're just going to take it out. And then we always improve the channel, always create new content. It's dogs, so it's sometimes hard to, you know, hear a feedback from them for what works. So we kind of rely on what we are told, or just see on social media and stuff like that. So I'm very confident now to say that we're doing everything that we can to create the best and the most safe content for dogs.
So what type of sounds, just talking about sounds, what type of sounds have you determined or discovered to be like the most relaxing for dogs?
Yeah, so we have three content categories on the channel. One of the three is relaxation, which is super important because dogs are home alone and they're stressed, and some of them have separation anxiety, etc. So we just want them to feel safe and calm. So relaxation content is a lot about, the organic nature sounds, lakes, wind, and trees, and just real feeling of nature and stuff like that. Dogs really like that, and that relaxes them. But on top of that, we put the relaxation music. We have 9 musicians writing score for dogs, also based on studies. It's called psychoacoustic music, which is a very specific kind of classical music to relax dogs, to relax their nerve system. And on top of that, we put some kids in the background saying, don't be afraid. It's just, it's just fireworks if it's exposure, or if it's just, just relax the dogs at all times. So when you have the positive information, you have the sound design, and you have the relaxing music, that put all together is making a very calm and relaxed dogs. And we found that. We did a huge study with Tufts Massachusetts, Tufts University Massachusetts, and we found like 72% of all dogs were more calm and relaxed by all this content. So for us, that means a lot, because that's the big one. We want to make sure that our canines at home are happy and calm and relaxed, and they're not eating the couch or chewing on the shoes.
So what are the other two? You said there were three content channels, one of them being relaxation. What are the other two?
That's a big secret. I can't tell you. No, I'm kidding. Another one is stimulation. We want the dog to, dogs need physically and mentally to be stimulated, and they just can't be relaxed all day. If a dog is relaxed more than 16 hours a day, that can cause some behavioral issues. So we want to stimulate them a little bit. So we have a lot of dogs running around and playing, other types of animals that we found that dogs actually enjoy watching on the screen. We have a lot of movements and animations. They're very sensitive to motion, so a lot of animated bowls and stuff like that. And all that with some sounds, like squeaky sounds and stuff that can also stimulate their heart rate. Not too much. We don't want to, we don't want the dog to be not happy with what they get, but we just want to grab their attention once in a while and increase the heart rate, because the dog needs that when he's home by himself. The third content category is my favorite. It's called exposure. And the idea is to expose dogs to stuff that they're normally afraid of, like vacuum cleaner sounds, fireworks, thunderstorms, cars, construction sounds. So we kind of expose them to these sounds and also visual elements, again, with relaxing music and positive information. So when 4th of July comes, they're a little bit more acclimated. They're already, oh yeah, I'm not that afraid because I know this already. And this is also based on a huge study by Bristol University in England about how you can actually expose dogs, habituate them, make sure that they're more comfortable with all these stimuli when they're home. And you can actually do that with visual and auditory content. So we put a lot of effort. We work close to our experts. We have an amazing team of experts. We work together with them to create this educational phase.
So it's a way to basically desensitize the dog.
Correct. Correct.
In the first, if you have a dog that's extremely sensitive to auditory, like fireworks or thunderstorms, that the first time they're watching it, you'd want to be there with them. You don't want to just turn it on and leave, because you want to make certain they're viewing it in a safe manner. And even that might be too much exposure for some dogs, I would imagine.
And that's that's absolutely right. And that's the general rule for dog TV in general. Just for the first couple of times, watch it with your dog. It's not easy sometimes to just introduce a televised friend for your dog when you're not there. So you want to be there, make sure that he's okay. But with exposure, we really are doing it like in a very low key. It's nothing scary. And over time, we're kind of gradually increasing the sound a little bit to make sure that he's acclimated. But it's really, the idea is not to put fireworks over there for them to be afraid. That's actually the opposite of that. We're seeing great results already, and we're getting a lot of great response for this category.
So this might sound like a silly question, but if I'm going to be leaving my house for 4 hours and I want my dog to have some exposure, but I don't really want him to have that type of exposure for 4 hours, is there a way that you can jump between the channels, or is it you turn it on and what you leave it on is what they get until you come home?
That's a terrific question, because you can get dog TV on different outlets. So if you watch it on, let's say, on satellite, on DirecTV or Dish, the channel is there for 24 hours, but we only put exposure in the right times of the day. This is like, we created a timetable for a dog, a day cycle for a dog, and we give them the right amount of content at each time of the day: relaxation, stimulation, and exposure. We
That's
only
all.
give them like a couple of hours of exposure when we feel that they need it. When you watch it on demand, if it's on our own app, on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, or Comcast or others, then you can actually choose what you want to watch. And we never give you too much exposure. We're aware that exposure, we can't just put one vacuum cleaner after another and expose dogs. So it's very, very carefully managed and thought of. And we just give it like, it's like a little, we give them a lot of relaxing content. And then when they're relaxed, we feel, okay, let's put a little bit of a, like a vacuum cleaner sound or a washing machine or cars or anything like that. So it's never too scary for a dog. It's always very much balanced.
So how do you compile your content? Do you have people send you in videos, or do you go out and just kind of take footage on your own? I know you said you have some musicians that set specific scores, but I'd like to know more about how you create the content. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's very, personally, I'm very, it's like, it's very different than any other channel because we have to create all the content ourselves. 100% of the content on Dog TV is created in-house because it's based on all these studies. We can't just outsource it and people will start sending us videos or create videos for us. So we're working hard, girl. We're creating all this content by ourselves. We have cinematographers that are like following our guidelines of how to create content for dogs, lying on the floor, filming in point of view of a dog, stuff like that. We have musicians, as I mentioned. We have colorists, people who are doing the color because we know that dogs don't see like us as far as colors. So we put a lot of attention into that. Editors, everything is very, it's like a whole operation of creating content for dogs. People sometimes come to our set and they're like, they're amazed of how, like, this is like a Game of Thrones almost production. It's like, oh my God, all this is going into producing shows for dogs to watch. And I'm like, of course, because it's a very specific kind of audience. They have a very specific kind of way that they perceive the world. We have to meet that. And
Right.
it's very, for me as the guy who creates all this content, it's very challenging, but it's also very, very interesting. I mean, before doing this for the last decade, I did content for people, and I have to admit that content for dogs is so much more
More fun.
fun, more fun. You don't have to, let's cut, let's do that again, or give me some more emotion, actor. No, it's like these are the dogs that we're kind of capturing whatever they have to give us. They are the real directors of Dog TV, all these dogs. And we have to just give them really what will work for them best. And sometimes I'll admit it's very challenging because we don't know. They don't speak. So it's like the first time we saw a dog reacting not so well to a specific animal. I don't remember what animal it was, maybe a zebra. So we just did a test and we took this kind of content out. So there's no more of that animal on Dog TV or cats or scary sounds. It has to be very balanced for all dogs, for all breeds, all the time. That's the whole purpose of this channel.
So there are, I know there are a lot of people that have dogs that are reactive to other dogs. Do you have specific programming that does not have images of any dogs for those reactive dogs so that they don't respond in a negative way?
So first of all, a lot of the shows on the channel don't have dogs at all, mainly the relaxation content, because if a dog sees another dog, he might be a little bit excited, and we don't want that with relaxation. But to your point, if a dog is overstimulated, if a dog is trying to attack the screen or just be a little bit aggressive, or just if your dog doesn't like to see other dogs and can start barking because of it, maybe the channel is not for your dog. Maybe it's not for him. And I'll totally admit that. I think most of our audiences are very happy because of the right balance that we have on screen. It's never too much of anything. It's always very well balanced and managed. So dogs get exactly what they need. But obviously, every dog is different. If there's a dog who's very hyper and very aggressive and doesn't react well to other animals or dogs or whatever, give it a shot, try it out. It's free for 30 days. It's exactly why we did it. We did a free trial so you can try it out for yourself. There's plenty of some sample episodes on YouTube or whatever. See for yourself. I think a lot of people find that it's more helpful than they thought before.
Yeah, I mean, I said it when I was first introducing and getting ready to bring you on. Sometimes you just don't have enough time in a day to engage with your dog as they need it, right? And so it would be really nice, and I love this concept you're doing, where you're allowing a different depth of stimulation and engagement, which is out of the norm. So the question I have for you is, how long should a dog be watching dog TV? Is there too long of a period of time? Is there too short of a period of time? Like I would imagine with the relaxation channel that you're looking for at least 15 to 30 minutes minimum, right? To kind of get them into that calm state. But have you done any studies on that, or what is your feedback on that?
I think the dog is the boss. We'll never ask the dog sit and watch TV. If a dog is not interested in sitting and watching even for a minute, so be it. It's dogs. We're really not expecting them to sit on a couch and eating popcorn and watching TV all day because it's dogs. We're not trying to change their behavior. It's really up to, that's my answer. It's really up to the dog. If the dog feels that this is very fascinating and he wants to stick around for 5 hours, so be it. If a dog doesn't want to watch at all, he can still benefit from dog TV. He can sit and watch, stare outside of the window, but because of the relaxing sound and the music and the talks a little bit, he feels that he's not alone. He feels that there's somebody there with him. He's protected. He feels safe. There is some sort of presence there. That alone is a lot. So every dog is different. Every person is. My wife watches, reality shows. I don't like reality shows, but that's exactly how dogs react. Some like it, some less. We did in our study with Tufts University, we found that there was a pug that watched the channel, like, I think it was 80-something% of the time. It was just sitting and watching the channel. We were like, what? No, this is not even what we envisioned. It's nice, but it's very unusual. It's very unusual for a dog to sit and stare at the TV all day. They have short attention span. They might get bored and go and eat and do something else, then come back and watch a little bit more. The dog is the boss. He doesn't have a remote, but he's got the choice when to watch and when not to watch. And I think that's the best criteria. The dog is the boss, not us.
Right. Well, that is the truth. I mean, dogs are individuals, and in my house, they kind of run the house, though I am
yes,
say that,
just like my kid. My kid runs on our house. I can tell you that. And kids are very different. For me, it's like you're watching too much TV, and he's like, no, I'm not. I want to watch more TV. But then when he does watch TV, it gives us some peace of mind. So we're like, okay, let him watch another 30 minutes so we can just do the homework or whatever, work a little bit.
One of our viewers says that her dog Georgia loves this type of programming, that she's glued to the screen. So it just goes that there are some dogs that love it. I would imagine there are some dogs, though, where it's maybe not beneficial. Like if they have medical conditions, have you found that there are any studies, seizure dogs or whatnot, are they dogs that maybe shouldn't be watching dog TV? Again, I like the idea that you can still leave it on and have them be in a different room so they can still get the relaxing audio to kind of help calm them, because that's actually really important with dogs that have nervous system issues. But are there any other dogs that you can think of that from a medical purpose might not do so well?
Not so much medical. It's more behavior. It's more energy level. It's more hyperactivity. It's stuff like that. We never heard of a dog that because of a medical reason couldn't watch dog TV. It's not also, these screens are very different than the old TV screens that would flicker for a dog, right. And seizures and stuff like that could be a problem. But with these screens, they pretty much see it like you or me. So it's like, if it's interesting for them, they're going to stick around. If it's not, they're just going to go. So no, I never had that. But, we always answer all the questions that we get every day about, my dog's not interested, or my dog is like barking at the screen and stuff like that. And that we can work with, because every dog is different, and some dogs might bark at the screen and some dog might not find it interesting. As I said, it's still very good for them, even though they're not sitting and watching. So it's more a behavioral thing than anything else. Every dog is different, and we need to embrace that.
So what do you tell the person that says their dog is barking at the TV during the programming? What is your suggestion for them?
Yeah, I mean, if your dog is very stimulated or too stimulated or becoming aggressive or just can't, we actually filmed in a person's house. Why did we film there? I don't remember why. We filmed her dog, I think. I don't remember. It was in LA years ago. And she said, before I'm going to even watch your channel, I want to show you something. And she turned on TV and there was a commercial with a dog. And the second the commercial with the dog came on, her dog came and started barking like crazy. Like he didn't want that dog to be in his living room. and that was interesting. And it was like, okay, maybe this channel is not for this dog. But you know what? Since then, because of technology, we can now only give you what you need. So if your dog needs more relaxation because he barks all day, just turn on our channel on Apple TV or Roku or Amazon or whatever, and just choose to watch a 4-hour relaxation special, and you'll be amazed. There's hardly any dogs there, and that dog will actually benefit a lot from this concept, because if he barks like that, he can bark at a lot of things and he can be very aggressive. No, now we have a way to give you like a tailor-made content that will be especially good for you, even if it doesn't have a lot of dogs in it. That also goes for nighttime programming. Every night from 2 to 6 a.m., we have 4 hours of nighttime, because dogs, when they want to go to sleep, there's nothing better than just like kind of screensaver mode with a lot of relaxation music. And that works like a miracle. I mean, we're getting so many emails of people, oh my God, my dog is sleeping like a baby. We love hearing that. We love hearing that. Again, we can't get the real feedback from the dogs, so we get it from the people. And it's just always a learning process for us to see what works and what doesn't.
I always say that dogs are always communicating with us. It's if we are paying attention to see how they're communicating. And so
Absolutely.
a dog that's watching TV and is relaxed is actually telling us everything that we need to know, right? So you mentioned that during COVID, you added some other type of programs that involve the humans as well. What can you just like name 1 or 2 or 3 of those programs that maybe our listeners might want to jump on?
Yeah. Yeah, we actually create a lot now, a lot of shows for people to watch. We have some shows like training shows with one of our trainers, Laura Nativo, and another trainer, Chrissy Joy. They're both amazing. We have some shows with our experts like Professor Dodman or Marty Becker, more educational shows about everything dogs. We have more entertaining shows like Be Active with Laura Nativo, but now I'm working on, this is a scoop, it's launching next month, 2 new amazing shows. One is called Pause for Love. It's a journey docu-reality show with 2 people, Sean and Christina, and they're touring in their RV with their therapy dog, Nash. They're touring everywhere in the United States to promote the work of therapy dogs everywhere. This show is, I'm telling you, I'm so excited because I'm in the middle of creating it, and it's launching like in a month, and I'm pumped. But this show is going to be amazing, and I'm hoping you're going to like it. We also have a show called The Dog Chef with Kevin Matthews. He's the dog chef. He creates amazing and healthy meals for dogs. So we're in the middle of creating season number 2 with Kevin. So yeah, a lot of shows that basically both entertaining but also educational, or adding value to your life, or helping you become a better pet parent, stuff like that. There's a lot. I mean, it's kind of like a Netflix kind of thing for dogs. You know, you can look around and see what you want to watch it, whenever you're available.
That's awesome. So is there anything else? I want to be respectful of your time, and I appreciate you spending so much time with us. Is there anything else you want our audience to know about Dog TV, how they can get there, how they can find out more?
Yeah, I mean, the channel is growing nicely. It's now available in, I think, 14 other countries around the world. There's a lot of amazing dog parents over there. Thank you. Like, who would know that, you know, Brazil is so big? Brazil is like the 2nd biggest pet market in the world. People love their dogs. So we're just very happy to launch over there and in other countries as well around the world. But it doesn't matter where you are. You can always check it out. Everybody has a phone or a computer or an Apple TV or whatever. Just check it out. It's on dogtv.com, and you can watch it. You can get a free trial. Tell us that Ron sent you, and you can get maybe a little treat. But it's just try it and see if you like it or not. I think a lot of people now also like the COVID thing was really a nice shifting point for us, because people started to email us and saying, okay, so my dog is watching it, but I want to watch it too. Come on, create some stuff for us. So now we find a lot of people and their dogs are watching together on the couch. This is perfect. It's like nice family time, cozy, and you know, we love that. We love that. So we're always creating new stuff, both for the dogs and for the parents. There's a lot of new, exciting stuff happening in 2022. I can't say everything now, but it's going to be great. So stick around. Come and check it out.
Yeah, so you said there's 30-day free trial. Just go to dogtv.com. Ron, the founder of Dog TV, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Thanks. We made it. We made it happen, this interview with the technology and all that. That was great.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
See ya. No problem. Bye-bye.